You want to start a YouTube channel and grow it. This video is for all of you. Perhaps you want to showcase a talent, share advice, or simply entertain people. I think every YouTuber wants to bring something of value to the internet. It's amazing how many content creators have made this their full-time job. And it's to no surprise that children nowadays would choose this as a future career path over being an astronaut. Inherently, this makes it tough for anyone to get famous on the platform. I don't want to sugarcoat this like other YouTubers. I want to be truly transparent with you all. It's extremely difficult to get your content noticed. It takes a lot of time, sweat, and yes, tears sometimes. But if this is something that you are truly passionate about, I say go for it. Before I dive into this video, I want you all to understand the mindset I had during my initial journey here on YouTube. So many people make videos like this, taking one stance or another, saying things like, each of you will grow if you work hard enough. While I encourage motivational speech, I also want to bring you all back to reality. Statistically, many of you will not grow here on YouTube, and it's not for everyone, and that's okay. That, however, doesn't mean to give up on this easily. Many times I thought about giving up because I wasn't successful. I took a step back, evaluated what was wrong with my content, and fixed it. Having said that, while it is extremely difficult to get noticed on YouTube, I think there's a huge misconception in the community. You don't have to have 1 million or even 500,000 subscribers to make a living off YouTube. I'm not even a large YouTuber. I have around 90,000 subscribers, and I've made the same amount as my 9-to-5 job the last couple of months. Even though the platform does have more content creators than ever before, I truly think you all do have an advantage being able to perceive what works and what doesn't. When I started my channel, it was more difficult to look at long-term successful YouTubers. Yes, true, a lot of them were successful at the time, but a lot of them either didn't maintain it or they fell off in popularity over time. Nowadays, you all can look at long-time successful YouTubers. These include Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, KSI, and many more. You can analyze what type of content they make, how they get you to click on their videos, and how they've gotten viewers to come back time and time again. It's definitely not too late to grow in the saturated market. Many YouTubers have started in the last year or two and have gotten incredibly popular. For instance, Pegasus was at 11,000 subscribers in the beginning of 2020 and is now well over 200K. He's grown by commentating on popular topics in the YouTube community, and he obviously makes videos on other things outside of this, but for each video he follows a specific strategy of discussing topics that intrigue the viewer. These subjects get mentioned by other YouTubers, so his videos get recommended by those same viewers. It's a simple strategy that is used so often by popular content creators. It's important to make a strong foundation for your channel before you build it up and get those viewers to your videos. I think a lot of people jump the gun and only focus on trying to grow a channel, not realizing that you need to ask yourself if you're actually bringing anything of value to the viewer's day. When pondering what content you want to make, think about certain hobbies that interest you, that you might be skilled at. I started my channel showcasing my skill with FPS games. There's so many other options that you could pursue. It could be a sport like basketball, or it could be something a little more creative like drawing. But whatever you do decide to make, you need to ask yourself what value you're bringing to the viewer. This is the one question that separates a successful and unsuccessful channel. Even if you get people to your channel, if the content doesn't bring anything useful or entertaining, then they won't come back a second time. I think the most important advice that I could give to you is don't be afraid to fail. Everybody starts out with bad content when they begin, and that's okay.
Hello there, guys. This is Marquette, and I'm going to start a new channel here, and it's basically Call of Duty Black Ops, and I'm new to the whole YouTube thing.
This was my first video, and yes, it was horrible. And I showed it to make a point. The worst thing I could have done is to actually deny my content was bad. It is completely natural to fail. You don't fully learn how to do something until you fail at it. Granted, at the time, I didn't think this was that bad. That goes to show sometimes the thing that can hold you back the most is yourself. It's difficult to really self-evaluate your work sometimes. I challenge you to ask a friend for their honest opinion and to give you some constructive criticism. True, I definitely knew the visual quality was lacking since I was using my iPhone pointing it towards my TV, but equipment isn't everything. Audio, in my opinion, is much more important than video. It's the foundation that hangs all your clips together. That's why I started to bullet my talking points for videos so that I wouldn't ramble. I started to cut audio up and eventually gained enough confidence to not sound like someone was forcing me to press that record button. It takes time to improve. This whole YouTube thing did not come natural to me, guys, as I am an introvert, but after 2 to 3 years, I really got the hang of it. Don't count yourself out if you have bad content. Just know that it's 100 times better than what I made. Failing on YouTube is not wanted. I don't think anybody wants to go through that, but in a way, it's almost needed to grow as a content creator. It sure helped me out. When picking the perfect channel name, I typically suggest gearing it towards the type of content you want to make. This will not only tie your brand and image together, but will help you with SEO. For example, Around the World 4K makes 4K travel vlogs, showcasing different cities and countries. If someone searches for 4K videos, this channel will appear higher on the search bar compared to others without 4K in their channel name, even if they have the exact same content, tags, title, and description. If you need to know exactly how to create a channel, upload videos, change settings, logos, and banners, I actually do have a video on that in the description, so go check that out. It's typically better to buy less. Don't strive to have low quality, but work with what you already have. Phones these days are advanced enough to use as a camera for vlogs, gaming videos, and other content. You can buy a tripod that holds it for $10 on Amazon. There are plenty of free editing softwares out there and ways to edit channel art, such as Photopea. This website is actually laid out pretty similar to Photoshop, but it's free to use. I actually made a tutorial on how to use it. Link will be in the description. So if you are to spend money, I would recommend putting it towards a decent microphone. The current one I actually use is the Blue Yeti. It is fairly affordable. It's $200 and has lasted me 6 years. If you want a cheaper option, I would also recommend the Razer or Blue Snowball, both of which are below the $85 range. I will leave the link to all of these equipment items down in the description. Stick to something that is within your reach. Don't overschedule yourself, or you will feel quickly stressed or perhaps upset if you do not create videos every single day or week. These emotions could translate to your content. I schedule out a portion of the day to work on YouTube only, so it becomes a habit. A good practice is to pick a spot in your house and only work on YouTube. Don't work on anything else in that specific spot. This will get you into the proper mindset and be more productive. It is important to upload often enough. YouTube rewards people that upload more often, but if the quality and therefore audience retention falls down, then it all offsets. I think most people will understand how to grow a channel. It is really all common sense, at least to me, but there is a specific difference between knowledge and actual implementation. There are 2 main ways of getting your content seen on YouTube. 1, YouTube recommending your content, and 2, being the YouTube search bar. YouTube gathers information on specific people, what content they click on the most, how often they watch certain content, and how long they may watch it for. YouTube takes this data and uses it to decide which videos to push out to those specific viewers based on their interests. How can you capitalize on this? Well, let's say one of your videos gets lots of views. If you were to add the same tags and description to all your videos, then they would show up as the next one to watch for that specific viewer. For instance, I place the tag The Havoc, my channel name, in all my videos. This in a way gives me a higher chance of someone not only watching one of my videos, but multiple. When trying to get on the YouTube search bar, it is incredibly important to have a high click-through rate. Your job is to catch the person's attention and drag them into your video. If you do a better job at this than someone higher on the search bar, eventually you will pass them on the list and get noticed even more. The first question we must ask is what is the viewer looking for when they search for this keyword. For instance, my YouTube banner tutorial has a demographic that, for the most part, are starting YouTube. I can therefore make a jump and assume that many of them are wanting to make this for free and save some money. So it would be in my best interest to show the text free and the thumbnail and title. The thumbnail I had before was not good at grabbing the viewer's attention because a lot of the space was not utilized properly. So I removed the banner text because I was already showing the banner, and I changed the color of the free text and also outlined it to make it stand out. You can also see I added lines and an arrow that directs attention to the actual end product I would teach the viewer to make. It is important to not only look at your thumbnail, but to actually look at your competitions as well. As you can see, many people are using a lighter theme in their thumbnails, so I decided to make mine a dark theme to contrast and hopefully catch people's eyes. I used this specific strategy to get 3.8 million views on this video. In YouTube Analytics, the audience retention tool is a way to view when people watch your video and when they click off of it. This is important to see where to cut out portions of your content in the future. For instance, it shows me a large majority of viewers skip the part where I show the template. So if I was to make this tutorial again, I would just make this portion a little shorter to not lose as many viewers' interests. Audience retention is very important if you want to get more views on YouTube. It tells the site how much people enjoy your content. When picking the right tag, title, and description, it's important to correlate everything. The more times you use a specific keyword in all categories, the better chance you will rank higher when someone searches for that specific keyword on YouTube. There's a tool that I use that tells me what keywords to use. This tool, called TubeBuddy, gives me a score for each keyword I enter. It takes the supply and demand of that word or phrase into account. You obviously want to target things that get searched a lot, but not a whole lot of YouTubers make videos on. This doesn't mean to completely change the type of content you make. It usually just means to make your title and some of your tags a little more detailed. This is a strategy I use. I gain views from tags like how to make a banner in Pixlr that in general gets less searches. I use these in conjunction with key phrases like how to make a free banner that gets searched a lot more. Moral of the story: use low competitive tags to eventually rank higher on the competitive tags. I really do hope that makes sense. If you guys want me to do a specific video on how to rank higher on YouTube, I can do that. There's obviously a lot more that I could talk about, but I think I'll end the video off there. If you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated, as well as a subscription. I'm very close to 100,000 subscribers, and your help would be very much appreciated. It's been your boy Havoc here, and I'm out. Peace.